Thanks for joining us. This is live with Miami's Community News, and our guest today is Jeanmarie Massa, who's the recycling manager at Miami-Dade County
Department of Solid Waste
Management.
Management.
There you go. We're getting it down pat.
Yes.
And today we're going to be going on a tour soon.
Yes, we are. That's why I brought you a hard hat and a high-vis vest.
My wife and my kids are going to love this. My grandkids are going to go completely crazy.
Well, you know, safety first.
Yes. So Charlotte, Benjamin, this is for you guys. All right. So most people know is when we put our garbage out front, our trash that goes in a truck, and then you guys take it away. And as far as the consumer, hey, that's it. Okay. But a whole bunch of stuff happens after that. So why don't you tell us what happens after the trash, garbage, recycling material leaves the homes?
Okay, perfect. Okay, so we're going to call it recycling because that's what it is. And it goes in your blue cart, and the truck comes, empties the cart into the truck, and then it actually quickly goes to a transfer station where it all is mixed together, all the trucks, all the recycling trucks, goes in a tractor trailer to a materials recovery facility. So this facility is owned and operated by Waste Management, Inc., the company, and they are our contractor. That's where our stuff goes. And their public information person, Dawn McCormick, is going to be narrating the tour. So
there's, and we're going to do that in just a second.
Okay.
But so people are not confused. The Miami-Dade County is a customer.
Correct.
Of theirs, all right? You pay them to do all this stuff, right? To make this thing work better.
Right. Yes. I think I mentioned before, we have two contractors that pick up, empty the carts, and then they take it to our third contractor, Waste Management, who then brings it to this wonderful place where it's separated. And this is where most of the magic happens.
Okay. And so we have a video coming up, and this is the tour about to do it. So why don't you open us up, and then Howard's going to wait for us to say, okay, and we're on. Let's go.
Okay. All right. Well, you know, the video really kind of tells it because it starts with a big tractor trailer truck bringing the recyclables to I'm going to call it a MRF, Materials Recovery Facility, MRF. So bringing the materials to the MRF. And then Dawn will take over and kind of tell you exactly what's going on. And there's two parts, but it'll be very interesting. You're going to love it. It's a great place to visit.
Okay. Tell us when we're ready to put it up.
I think we're ready to go.
When Miami-Dade County's Solid Waste Management Department launched its single-stream recycling, being green never looked so, well, blue. Although single-stream recycling has made it easier than ever before, ever wondered where all that commingled content ends up? If so, wonder no more.
At Ruta Recycling Facility, the trucks come in the gate, they are weighed on a scale, and that information is recorded. They go into the tipping floor and tip the material down, cascading onto the floor where it's basically pushed into the processing plant by a bulldozer. And then we separate the cardboard from the newspaper. We separate the number 1 plastics from the number 2 heavier plastics. We separate the glass from the aluminum and the steel, and it's a long process that each little item will travel through this plant.
Essentially, the job of the hand sorters is to separate the commingled recyclables. It's a big job and one that's made more difficult if residents don't follow the recycling guidelines.
Education on the front end of recycling is probably the most important part, and we try very hard to talk to residents in their homes to start early recycling, but also to take care of the materials and make sure that the newspapers, their junk mail, their water bottles, the plastic bottles, their aluminum cans, and their steel cans, that they recycle in the right way. And that is to take the tops off, to wash out the container, just rinse it out so there's no food or liquids left in, and to put them in the bin. But we don't want to see garden hoses and large pieces of trash in the recycling, because if you do that, it makes the job of the folks here who are doing the recycling and on the line and the sorters so much more difficult.
Remember that more acceptable materials coming in means more recyclable materials going out. Want a closer look at the recycling process? Then don't miss part 2 of our visit to Ruta Recycling. Until next time, be well and be green.
I know, isn't it great?
Yeah, Dawn did a great job in explaining it. So the part that's intriguing when we see how these hand sorters, how much work they actually have to do and to coordinate the eyes with the body, be able to take that. That is hard work.
It really is. And I and people, they focus on what they're pulling for. And so it's like someone won't be pulling for paper and bottles at the same time. So they're the paper, goes all together, and they're making sure that there's no plastic bags, none of that is in it. The people at the very beginning of the line, oh, let me tell you, they have a real job, because that's where all the crazy stuff comes in. That's where the bicycles and the very first, so they get rid of that right away, so that it can then go along on the line, so that the optical sorters and the magnets will pull out the steel. And I told you about the eddy current separators. I mean, that's so cool. It's like, that's what takes out the aluminum. So instead of like a magnet that gets the metal can, an electromagnet, it pings it. It makes it go away. So it shoots the aluminum that way instead of drawing it to it. Very cool. Very, very cool.
So here are these hand sorters that are out there.
Right. Mm-hmm.
With gloves and grabbing this stuff. And that, that's like a pretty fast walk if you were walking that.
Mm-hmm.
Now, after it goes through them, they take the stuff that they're aiming for and they put that in different piles. What happens to that?
Oh, okay. I think you're going to see it next. But basically, just like a little bit of a hint, things that can be squished, made into a baled, like newspaper and cardboard and plastic, go to balers. And the bales stack up, and they are eventually shipped to companies that then make new materials out of them, which is the whole idea, to make new materials out of it.
So the blue carts that everybody can get, all right, we're a customer in Miami-Dade. We get one blue cart, and we get at least one or two if we want it, and pay for it for the green carts.
Yes.
So we're talking about the stuff that goes into the blue cart.
Blue cart, yes.
Even though that some people are confused and they'll put some blue cart stuff into the green cart and vice versa.
Right.
So, and right now the blue carts are picked up every other week.
Correct. Yes.
And so most of us would look out down the street this way and figuring out, okay, is it time?
Yes. It's like, oh, it's the day. Let's bring the carts out. But if the guy brings his cart out on the wrong day, everyone on the block does the same.
So Jeanmarie, that when we put that out there, is that a different day totally than the green pickup?
No, not really. It's actually, the plan is for it to be one of your regular garbage pickup days. And the idea is this way you don't have to bring carts to the curb like every day of the week. So you've got 2 days a week for garbage, 1 day every other week for recycling, but it'll be one of your regular garbage.
Is that a different truck that picks it up?
Yes, it's a different company. I mean, we, Miami-Dade County Department of Solid Waste Management, picks up your garbage with our own employees and our own trucks.
Okay, let's talk about recycling. How many homes are active in recycling?
Well, we have carts at over 350,000 homes. So how many actually set out? And it depends on where, but between like 50 and 70% actually set their cart out.
We have some comments, if you don't mind, we're going to read them. Okay, Aster Muhammad, who lives in Kendall, she says, great information. Rick St. Pete, it looks like you know him. Love me some Jeanmarie Massa.
Thank you.
Okay, and Rick says, I was blessed to work with her while I was then with Commissioner Vincava. Jeanmarie is a great public servant.
Oh my gosh, thank you.
And is so knowledgeable and dedicated. Yes, she knows a lot of stuff here. Diane Ralston, hey, Diane. Important information, remember to recycle and help our environment. And then again, she continues with her assessment of you, which is an incredible expert.
Oh my God, thank you so
when
much.
When are you going to go to the schools and show them the stuff that we're doing?
Yeah, it's been hard because we've done some virtual work. I'm thinking probably next school year we'll be doing a lot of this. I love going to the schools. Oh my gosh, the kids are great.
When you go out there and you see the kids and they really have an inquisitive minds, they really want to know, and they see this stuff, and how does it work? And you're able to answer them. Do you see the twinkles in their eyes?
Yes, you do. And I mean, and all the little hands go up, and it's like it's an incredible. You should try it. You should go talk to them about something. You would love it.
So I do when I see my grandchildren. Push me faster, Grandpa. I said, no, I'm not pushing you faster because I don't want you to hurt yourself.
That's right.
I'm not going to get blamed.
Your mom will, I'll be in trouble, right? I get it.
All right. So green, the blue stuff gets picked up from the house. It goes into the recycling center, right? and it gets separated, it gets baled, right?
Mhm.
Then what happens to these humongous bales? Are they as big as this desk?
No,
Table?
they're not as long and they're not quite as high, but they weigh about 1,000 pounds.
So they have a lot of machines that do
Yes.
that.
Oh,
We don't have
yeah.
to pick them up by hand anymore.
No picking up by hand. No.
So, okay, so you have the bales.
Right.
You have any idea how many bales a day are made out of that?
I am not sure, and I don't know if Dawn says it in the second part or
Okay.
not. But the idea is to fill a tractor trailer and ship it to places that want to buy it.
So tell us where they actually go. It
Well-
gets into the truck. We got it that far, right?
Okay.
And then, so there it is. They load up these 18-wheelers filled with these
Right,
barrels,
right.
bales.
You know, I know that the plastics are all sold domestically. So there are buyers for plastic in the United States. And a lot of it goes back to the places that make the new bottles again. So your water bottles, your soda bottles, all of those, you know, they have a ready market because they want to refill them.
In-
No, not refill them, but melt them down and make them again and refill them.
In the facility that recycles from the blue containers, that has nothing to do with the other department that burns.
Right.
That's completely different.
Completely different. Yes.
But for most of us that are not familiar with that, it looks like it's the same thing, right? In
Yeah.
the sense that it leaves the house.
right.
it's-
Gets in a truck, goes somewhere, and something happens.
So let's go over these number again. You have over 300,000 people that you service.
Right. Homes. Yes.
One of the things I've learned from Miami-Dade County is that the taxpayers are customers.
Yes, they are.
And,
Yes.
and that is throughout your system where I finally, got into my brain. Yeah, we're paying for that.
That's right.
Okay.
That's right.
Oh, great. All right. I never thought of it in that regard, but when I hear the respect that staff has for its
Oh,
customers,
yes.
all right, or their customers,
Right.
that it does shift a bit.
Yeah.
So we have the blue carts that seem to be stronger. They're a little bit smaller in the number of gallons, if you will.
Yeah. Well, there are 65-gallon carts and 95-gallon carts, and you're right. I think because the green carts, they may be 98. They're very close, but we originally delivered 65-gallon carts, and most people have those, and those are definitely smaller than your garbage cart. But you can ask to exchange it for a larger cart if you want.
So here's the average guy.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
He says, I'm not sure which barrel to put this in because we have the long nose plastic bottle. We have the short nose one. We have one that has no nose on it. Take the top off. Don't take the top off. Put it in this one or put it in that one.
Right.
So what's the guy to do?
Okay. Well, when we spoke last, we talked about bottles, cans, paper, cardboard, and cartons. Those are the only items that go in your blue recycling cart. So paper's pretty easy. All this stuff is great. Newspaper, if you get it, is great. I love newspapers, I have to tell you. Okay. All kinds of paper. If you can tear it, it's paper and it's good for recycling. Cardboard, excellent. So much cardboard now. Oh my gosh. And just an aside, it's gotta fit in the blue cart because I see pictures of cardboard stacked up on the blue cart. They can't pick it up. As soon as the arm grabs it and kind of lifts it, all that stuff will fall on the ground. So it has to be in the blue cart with the lid closed. Yes, you're going to say?
People are going to say, I want to put all my cardboard in it. So if I squeeze in that pizza box in the bottom of it. Oh, did you see her reaction on that pizza? No pizza boxes.
No pizza boxes. Right. You did that on purpose.
So tell us why we should dispose of our pizza boxes somewhere else,
Yes.
right? To go into the green can.
Put it in the green garbage cart. It'll go to our waste to energy plant. It becomes electricity. It could power your house.
And as a matter of fact, I understand it's around 35,000 homes a year
Yes.
are powered from there, all right?
Yes, exactly. Yes.
And the plant. Where,
Right. Oh, yeah. That's the overflow goes to the home. Yeah.
All right. So with the recycling stuff that goes there, it all goes someplace, all right?
Yes.
So
yes.
what do you do with the stuff that is not recyclable?
Well, well, it all goes someplace.
Yes.
So,
Where does that go?
That's going to either go to a landfill or a waste to energy plant. And I'm not sure because it comes out of Waste Management's Reuters plant up in Broward. So I'm not sure where.
So
where
they
their
take it somewhere else.
disposal-
It could
right.
go. Does that go back to the county stuff?
No.
No.
It becomes their residue. So their residue probably goes to a landfill in Broward.
Okay. And so for folks for the green cans, right?
Yes.
But I'm not blue, for the
Yeah,
green cans.
Right.
All that stuff winds up getting burnt, right?
Mhm.
And it creates steam, does the turbines,
Generates-
create energy,
Mhm.
right? Powers a lot of stuff. There's around 10% residue that's left,
Right.
out of
Mhm.
that.
Right.
So something happens to all this stuff.
Yes.
Squished up,
Yeah.
right? Which we want a lot of that because it gets recycled.
Right.
And 90% of the other stuff gets
Becomes
burnt.
electricity, right?
So that's a pretty good deal.
It is. It really is. I mean, like we are trying to do something great, out of things that would normally just in the old days only go to a landfill.
So we have a couple more things here. Let's see, Melissa. I can't read that.
I can't see that far.
we're-
I'm so
we're-
sorry.
Okay, as many residents still putting things like plastic bags in the blue bin, I think a lot of people are still confused on what to recycle. So why don't you tell them, Jeanmarie?
Thank you, Melissa, for asking. Okay, so plastic bags are the worst. We showed pictures of the plastic. The plastic gets wrapped around those conveyors that we saw, and it's a huge, huge issue. Can plastic bags be recycled? Of course. Take them back to the grocery stores. They all receive them. Do not ever put them in your blue recycling cart. No reason. If they go in the garbage, that's okay. The BTU value is excellent. If I think I've mentioned a few times, I have kitty cats. I use my plastic bags. All of my plastic bags are reused for scooping kitty litter. Goes in the garbage cart. The plastic will eventually become energy. So that's very important. So put the right stuff in.
Okay, let's talk about all the cardboard.
Oh,
In the
gosh.
last 5 years, the number of cardboard boxes in businesses and homes is skyrocketed.
Skyrocket in the
Especially-
last year.
Yes.
Mhm.
I mean, when Amazon, one of the big guys, all right, obviously their business like tripled
Right.
in this 15 months
Right.
period. In the old days, you would go to the store, they would get the box, and then we would get the much smaller box,
Right.
which was the manufacturer packaging.
Sure. Yes. Uh-huh.
So we get this cardboard and everybody gets it, and then we sort of try to chop it up, right?
Yeah, or you can fold it up, do something, but yeah, fit it in the cart.
So let's talk about for commercial
Oh,
establishments.
okay.
We have a cardboard guy. He usually comes pick up our cardboard.
Excellent.
Yes, but he did tell me last week, you don't have enough cardboard for me to come over.
Oh.
And I purposely went out of my way. We wanted to be a good corporate citizen to recycle that.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking, okay, now what? All right. So we're gonna have to take it and put it in our big dumpster
Oh,
in the back.
that's
Not feeling too good about it.
no, but
right.
you gave it a
Yes,
try.
we did for about a year. So now
Yeah.
what I'm thinking we need to do is we need to save up a whole bunch of stuff, take a picture of it and say, listen, I got this full of stuff.
Yeah, maybe like instead of coming every week or something, he could work in a schedule to come once a month if you've got the room to keep it.
And I think that's an important thing for people to know what they need to do so we can get the best use out of it. Plastic bags, and we see them blowing down the street,
Oh.
we see, and all this stuff, and it gets caught in people's cars and
It's
their
terrible.
bicycles, and
It goes in the water eventually.
yes. As a matter of fact, we have somebody from whose job it is to help Biscayne Bay.
Yes, yes.
Come here on, I think, next Friday,
Oh, that'll be great.
and we're going to be talking about those things.
Excellent.
So all those bottles, plastic bottles that are collected
Mhm.
on our beaches and
Right.
out in the ocean, and when
Right.
they do these cleanups,
Massive
right?
cleanups, mhm.
What happens to those 55-gallon black bags filled with stuff? What do they do with that?
I hope that they
Listen up, guys.
Yeah, I hope they bring them to a recycler, or if not, I hope they dispose of them properly. I don't know. That's like not my area, but I can't imagine anybody who's going to the trouble of picking up the bottles so that they're not on the ground, then doing the wrong thing with them.
So as we look to the people that care about our waterways and care about Biscayne Bay and care
Right.
about our Everglades, and a lot of young people are out there,
Mhm.
helping clean up.
Right.
I hope that they get the experience of understanding what happens to those bags
Yeah.
full of stuff to that next step, because you always wonder what happens to this, all right? And so I can tell that one day you're going to be calling them up. We want to come over and be here.
Right. Yeah. And I know I say this, but you kind of think, how did it land there? How did it get there for someone else to pick up? Because someone dropped it on the ground.
Yes.
And I think I said this before, unless what you're holding is on fire, do not drop it on the ground. Just put it in the right place. Put it in the garbage can, put it in a recycling
She
can.
cares a lot, folks, right here. Right.
Makes me crazy.
In horse country, where I live,
Yeah.
we have a strip 118th Avenue, which it's a one-way road with the turnpike wall there, so it gets awfully dark and people like
Yes.
to leave
Oh,
their stuff there.
yes.
Right. And I travel it every day, and we see the stuff that people just throw out the window.
Oh my gosh.
I can tell you that one day somebody really annoyed me,
Oh, yes.
and they were littering.
Yes.
I went after them.
Oh, be careful. I mean, like, I love it.
I'm not suggesting that to
right.
anybody.
In my heart, I love it, but be careful.
So I catch him at a stoplight.
Oh, good.
I write down his number,
There you go.
and I go, I gotcha. And so I called the police. They said, well, do you have did he pick up the stuff? I said, I have a picture of the stuff because I knew what was going to happen.
Yeah.
So the police called me a couple days later. But yes, we went over there. He said some crazy guy was following him. I said, that was me. And so I would not recommend doing it, but don't litter.
Yes.
Don't dump the stuff, right?
Don't. Absolutely.
And so I think are we ready to see
Part two.
part 2?
Yeah, let's go. Let's go to part 2.
That's Howard back there.
Howard, please.
In our last episode, we gave you a glimpse of what happens after your recycling is picked up. Well, to bring you up to speed, it ends up here at Rooter Recycling and becomes a part of a complex system with a number of stages, including trucks weighing in, a tipping floor, a huge team of hand sorters, and more conveyor belts than you can ever imagine. There's even an electromagnetic one that has a thing for steel and tin. And considering that more items recycled means less landfill content, it's a system that has one goal in mind: volume.
We have about 400 trucks that arrive here each day, and we process 800 tons of recyclable materials. Nationwide, Waste Management recycles enough newspaper to save 41 million trees a year. We recycle enough aluminum and plastic to save hundreds of thousands of barrels of oil each year. So recycling is extremely kind to the environment. And certainly when we go to single stream recycling like we do here at the Rooter facility, we see an increase in overall recycling by about 30%.
The kind of volume generated here is made possible in part because of the participation of Miami-Dade County and its residents.
Miami-Dade was the first county in South Florida to make the move to single stream, so they showed a lot of initiative and forethought. And again, more and more people are thinking green at home and are understanding the importance of recycling. And we just really feel very good and want to applaud Miami-Dade for the initiative the county took in moving in this direction.
You can help make the county's single-stream recycling efforts even more successful by following the recycling guidelines of the Department of Solid Waste Management. Simply log on to miamidade.gov/DSWM and click on Curbside Recycling. While there, be sure to sign up for recycling alerts to receive an email reminder the night before your scheduled pickup day. Until next time, be well and be green.
Be
There you
green.
go.
Dawn McCormick, great job. Thank you very much for that.
Absolutely.
And so let's talk about, we have a holiday coming up.
Yes, we do. I love holidays. Okay. And I wanted to make sure everybody understands. So if Miami-Dade County picks up your garbage, all right, there'll be no pickup on Monday, July 5th, because the holiday is July 4th. Okay. However, if Monday, July 5th is your recycling day, we will be picking up recycling because it's every other week and it's so long if we don't pick it up. So we will be picking up recycling regular on the 5th, no garbage on the 5th. And if you use our neighborhood, little neighborhood trash centers, then we are not open on Sunday the 4th because we usually are open on Sunday. So Sunday the 4th, no trash and recycling center, but Monday they're open.
What? Go ahead.
And one more thing.
One more thing.
Our home chemical sites.
That was
what you're going to ask?
yes.
Are we great or what?
Yes.
Okay. Anyway, so home chemicals. So they will be closed on Sunday, July 4th, because that's the holiday. And then they're closed Monday and Tuesday anyway, because they're always closed Monday and Tuesday.
So how committed does somebody need to be to say, I've got 10 gallons,
Mhm.
10 cans.
Right.
There were originally half gallons of turpentine
Mhm.
or paint, and now there's a little bit left in each one
Right.
that have been sitting in some closet or the garage.
Years.
what does somebody have to feel inside before they say, I'm going to take this, I'm going to put this in my trunk and make sure it doesn't spill. I'm going to take it to a place.
One of our home chemical
Yes.
sites.
So what has to occur on the inside that they care enough to do that?
They have to be a person. Here you are, you live on this planet. You don't want your house to catch fire. You have these materials. Never throw anything on the ground. You know that whatever, unless you want to drink it. That was always what they said at the water facility. Unless you want to drink it, don't pour it on the ground, because our water comes from right below our ground. So that kind of material, the turpentine, just bring it to Home Chemical. I mean, they're usually open Wednesday to Sunday, 9 to 5. It's just the Sunday is the 4th of July. So
let's go about, so turpentine, gasoline,
Yeah,
all that stuff that's
right.
left over.
right.
Could somebody take the old red gas tanks that has some gas in it and
Mhm.
take it over
Oh
there?
yeah,
People
sure.
do that all the time.
Yes,
this
that's
one's
good.
filled with uglies and everything. We'll take it over
just-
there.
Yes, much better than, you don't want to drive around in your car with that
Right.
stuff.
So, by the way, back to the recycling
Oh, good.
of paper goods.
Okay.
Some people think when they take their paper goods and they put it into the garbage can, that no one will ever see that again. That's not the case.
Oh no, you mean like if you had a paper plate or
No, like bank records.
Oh, ugh. Yeah. I mean, it will eventually be burned, but
In between.
well, at some point. However, our waste to energy facility is not a certified document destruction place,
Right.
okay? Because it goes on all these conveyors. This is at the waste to energy plant, so we're not talking the recycling.
Right.
It goes on all these conveyors because we actually do pull out steel at the waste to energy facility. So it goes around. It doesn't go directly. Like a plant called a mass burn plant they pick it up and it goes right into the boiler. So, but that's not what we do. So don't do
somebody,
that.
if they have documents that they don't want anybody to see, they should tear them up.
Yeah,
Right? Little
right.
pieces and dispose of them.
Yeah,
right?
then you can put it in your garbage.
Yes.
That'll definitely be fine.
Yes. Okay. So we have our blue cans that are out there every 2 weeks.
Yeah.
All right.
Every other week, right? Exactly.
All right. How many people? We've got a couple minutes left. How many people work for the recycling portion of
Miami-Dade County.
Yes. More or less. Do you have any idea?
Me. But I have assistance from public information and outreach and our customer service folks and the 311 folks.
She's the one right here. Okay. So if somebody needs information, they can either go to the county website, miamidade.gov.
Absolutely, yes.
And they're going to look for recycling.
Yeah.
They can find it there.
Yeah, yes.
They can dial 311.
Yes, they're
So
excellent.
311
Yes,
or
it's,
211?
no, 311.
What's 211?
I don't know. Don't put that in my head. It's
Okay,
311 is the one to call.
All right. July 4th. All right. There's no pickup on the 5th except for if it is recycling.
Yes.
And people should take their cans of old stuff and take it to the
Home chemical collection
Right.
sites.
I think that's important because of these shows, we were going through my house and we
Oh,
said,
you
okay, what are
found
we going to do? So we happened to hire a painter to do some stuff. So we
Okay.
said, part of our deal,
Uh-huh.
see all those fake cans? You got to take them.
Because surely he could use them.
Yes. And all the big plastic bottles that we use for our soap and all that stuff
Mhm.
underneath the sink, if
Right.
you will,
Yeah.
big orange ones, green ones, blue ones.
Yeah.
What do you want people to do with those?
They're good. I mean, if it's soap, absolutely. Just empty it. We don't want your soap, thanks so much, but empty it. If it's a plastic bottle, go ahead, take the lid off, the little lid off, get rid of that, and put it in your recycling.
And people should know that they're really doing something in a much bigger place than doing something for themselves. They're doing this for
Yeah.
everybody.
It is. I mean, really, you can make new plastic from plastic. You can make new aluminum from aluminum. To make aluminum cans from the beginning, you have to mine the bauxite. You have to use big excavators and put it on a ship and send it somewhere else. And that's a lot of energy.
You're very passionate and enthusiastic.
I can't help it. It's so exciting.
How long have you been doing this?
A really long time.
More than 10 years.
Yes.
25.
Yes. Yeah, that's good.
Maybe longer.
Maybe longer.
She was in elementary school.
I knew right away this was my passion.
So we're going to wrap up. But what I'd like to do is talk to some young person
Okay.
about recycling and how important it is.
Okay.
Which
all right.
camera should she be looking at? This is right over here.
Right over here.
Yep.
Okay. Okay. Anyway. Okay. of all the people in the world, young people, you probably know how important recycling it is. And your job is to make sure your parents understand. So if I have one thing to ask you, please remind them never to put plastic bags in the recycling cart, and tell them that recycling is important to participate. And that would be really, really excellent.
Tremendous. Jeanmarie, thank you very much. The recycling manager at Miami-Dade
County Department of Solid Waste
There you go.
Management. Yes.
Thanks for being here. Happy
Thanks.
holidays to you.
Same to you.
Liz, thank you
Elizabeth.
very much. And Howard, thank you for the show. Again, this is Live with Miami's Community News. Thank you very much for your time and for joining us today. Have a good afternoon.